we'll give them Dawah. They wanna know what a Muslim does, we'll give them Dawah. When they wanna hate on our deen, we'll give them Dawah. Who's the one and only? Nobody but Allah.
Let me break it down right now for you. See Dawah is a call to you. It's an invitation to change your life. Calling you to see the truth. Back in the day I was living
it's true.
yeah.
If you knew it was true, you'd say you know it's true.
Right. And can beliefs be true?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And can knowing something be wrong?
I guess so, yeah.
Of course it can. Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right, then I'll change what I said then. I'll say that belief and knowing are interchangeable. Now, you look at it on the scale, that if you have no evidence for something, especially if it's really amazing, you'd say I believe very little in that. Yeah?
yeah, of course.
On the other end of the scale, you'd say I can prove this, I can demonstrate it, anybody can check
Yeah, but okay.
it. I believe very strongly.
Okay, well, let's go to the nitty-gritty then. You can't prove this universe came into existence by itself and caused itself. You can't prove that. I can't prove to you empirically with observable, testable evidence that God exists. So we can, both of us can forget that.
Yeah.
All right. So what we have
Can
to
you work on likelihood or...
Well, we can work on probabilities. We can work on reason.
Yep.
Okay. So, for me, the word belief, and it's not for me, I don't make up the understanding of the term belief. It's in the dictionary, it's in the thesaurus. It means convinced by, accept, trust, have faith.
Yep.
This is what it is. All right. So for me, let me ask you now, as an atheist, do you not believe God exists, or do you deny God exists?
I not believe.
You don't deny?
No, I can't deny it.
So you don't go around telling people that they're wrong for believing in God?
I do actually, but that's because I...
So you deny it, right? So you deny it then?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I say to you is this, look. I don't go around telling people that there's definitely no God.
No. Do you go around saying to people they're wrong for believing in God or crazy for believing in God?
It depends on the individual. Now, if I normally ask people, what do you believe and why do you believe it?
Alhamdulillah. That's my motto. You stole my flipping line.
I got it from Matt Delahanty actually, but I have heard you say
Okay.
it.
Well, what do you believe and why do you believe it?
Wait a second, I was just going to finish something, yeah? And what were we talking about again?
Denying God.
Yeah, I don't go around saying there's definitely no God.
So you don't deny God exists. That's fantastic.
I ask somebody, they tell me they believe in God, and I say why, and they don't come up with good reasons, and I say, well, you haven't got good reasons.
Fantastic. So what you're saying is this: the people who say they believe in God, convinced by God, accept God, trust God exists, have faith God exists, and the reasons they have for believing so, you reject their reasons, yeah?
Well, I haven't heard any good reasons.
All right. So what is your reason for rejecting that? What is your reason? What will you accept? What's your criteria of evidence?
What I said was, I haven't heard any good.
No. You can't ask me to make up the criteria. I can't make up the criteria. You're the one who has the.
I don't know.
No, right.
I don't know what would convince me. I'll be honest with you.
Well, then you can't say someone hasn't convinced you, because you have to have a standard of criteria that has to be logical.
No, we're not. This is not a mathematical equation.
It is.
It's not. It's not. What I'm saying to you.
If we're talking logic, it is.
I'm not saying that 100% my position is perfect. Yeah. What I'm saying is that I don't believe there's a God because I can't think of any good reason to believe there's a God. Now, when someone tells me they do, I say, okay, well, tell me your reasons. Now, if they tell me any good reasons, I'll adjust myself.
So what? So for you, what's a good reason?
But I don't know. I don't know what would be. Some physical evidence would be a good start.
Right. So
would be a good start.
Right, but
even that would not be.
No, it wouldn't. Because we can't trust our senses.
Yeah. So
what's your criteria for evidence? Because if you don't have a criteria for evidence, how can I match it? It's an unfair question. You can't ask me to prove something you haven't got no evidence to.
Yeah, but I mean, we said already before that we're never going to be able to prove anything.
No, we have to have a standard at least.
What's the point? If you can't prove anything 100%, what's the standard? We already decided.
No, we have that. Well, you
decided that it's a
So why have you checked the stance God doesn't exist?
I didn't say that. I said, I emphatically explained that I've never said...
So you believe a creator does exist?
Will you let me finish?
Well,
Hamza, I said that I don't believe that a God definitely exists, but I can't be sure that one doesn't.
Alhamdulillah, I have no issue with that.
Yeah. So now you're saying to me, why don't you believe God doesn't exist?
No. What I'm saying is, all right. So you don't believe God exists. You don't accept the.
I'm not convinced that there is any kind of.
No, I am convinced. Yeah. Because I personally don't believe this universe.
You see, the thing is, you keep asking me to prove why I don't believe something. Yeah. You're the one that believes it. The onus is on you.
No. But if you look,
all I'm saying is I've never heard a good reason for why anybody.
Yeah, but you haven't given anyone a criteria to match.
I haven't got the criteria.
Okay.
We already established that. All right.
So why do you think you know this universe? You believe this universe has always existed? For example.
I don't know.
You don't know.
No. Do you know?
Well, I can only go for what science says, isn't it? The tested methods. Yeah. You're an atheist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So you trust science, isn't it? And the scientific method.
Yeah, I trust the scientific.
So you do trust Stephen Hawking's?
Not about everything.
Do you trust him when he says that the universe began to exist? The universe is final.
I don't think he can really know that for sure.
Right,
I
but
think it.
we just
I think-
agreed no one
I
can know for
think-
sure.
I think.
What do we say? Possibility, probability.
I think that the scientists say the universe is expanding and therefore must have come from a singular point. They say that because of the evidence, and it looks like that.
Well, that's a scientific method.
Yeah, but that's not proof, is it?
No, but it's a scientific method.
But it's not proof, is it?
So you don't believe the universe began to exist?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think it's been proven 100% either way. So
Well,
it looks like it had a beginning, but it's not proof.
what would be proof for you?
I don't know. It might be something that we might never know the answer.
According to the scientific method, what's proof?
Evidence. But getting evidence for something that happened.
Well, no,
40 million
testable evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, but getting evidence for the origin of the universe might well be outside the scope.
No, we're not talking about the origin of the universe. We're talking about, is the universe, first of all, finite and infinite?
Yeah, well, that might be out of the scope of science.
Well, according to science right now, what we know of, and all we can go off,
Yeah.
is it's finite.
According to the evidence they've gained, that's what it looks
Right.
like.
Now, do you agree with that evidence or not?
I would say that it looks like that, yeah.
Would you agree with that or not?
I would say that it looks like the universe had a beginning.
Right.
Definitely.
And you accept that everything that has a beginning requires a cause?
No, but like I said to you, I said it looks like the universe had a beginning. I don't agree that it's 100% fact that it had.
Or what did we say? Possibility, probability?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Right. Is it more probable or more possible?
I don't actually know because I'm not qualified to really check the evidence.
So you think, all right, Stephen.
But what I would
well,
go on
well,
is the consensus of cosmologists,
Right.
and they all do say that. So I would agree with that.
all right, so let's go with that then.
That's the most likely thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything that begins to exist has a cause. Would you accept that?
I don't know. Everything that begins to exist has a cause.
Yes.
I suppose in the universe, yeah.
Can you name anything that began to exist without a
within
cause?
the universe, that's fair enough.
Right, alhamdulillah. So if the universe began to exist, according to
Hang
the...
on a minute. I said within the universe. Now you're talking about the universe. I don't know whether that.
Well, we just agreed
I said
we
within
just
the universe.
Your words,
things
consensus of the cosmologists said the universe began to exist. Your
Yeah, I
words. Right, so it began to exist.
No, but I'm not saying that that's. I wouldn't go around saying that as 100%.
No, you didn't say that. We just said...
That's not- I don't
No, we
know
didn't say
that.
you, did we? said the consensus of the cosmologists.
Yeah, but yeah, but this is the thing. Yeah, science is quite tentative. Yeah, meaning that things
the word
can
cons-
happen in the future.
Alhamdulillah,
which
we can only go off what we know now, innit?
I'm not going to I'm not going to put my 100%.
No one's asking you to.
But you are.
No, I'm not.
You keep telling me to confirm that the universe definitely began to.
Well,
exist.
according to the consensus...
I'm not agreeing.
Well,
to
according to
that.
the consensus of scientists, it did.
And I'm saying that is the consensus.
Okay,
of science.
okay. Could the...
That's-
All right,
that's
all right,
not
let's do it the way
something-
around. Could the universe have always existed?
It might have done.
Well, according to cosmological scientists, no, it couldn't.
This is what I'm saying, that I don't agree with them 100%, innit?
Oh, well, why do you disagree with them? On what point?
There's other factors and other things.
Give me an example.
Well, for the fact that energy can't be created nor destroyed. This might suggest that the energy in this universe may have always
Okay,
existed.
can you continue that sentence, sorry? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Carry on. Carry on with the thermodynamics law. You stopped.
So,
Energy cannot be created or destroyed within a closed system.
yeah.
Ah, well, it's different, isn't it?
Is the universe a closed system?
The universe is, of course.
So what's wrong?
Right, so energy within the universe, yeah, cannot be created or destroyed. So we're talking about the cause of the universe,
Yeah.
which is outside of the universe, which is outside of a closed system. So it isn't energy. Yeah?
Well, this is what I said to you, innit? When you said to me that everything that begins...
No, you
everything that
said...
begins to exist must have had a cause. And then you said...
I
to
didn't
me-
say that.
Then you said...
I didn't say that. I asked you the question. I didn't make a statement.
But then you said the universe itself, did it begin to exist?
No.
And I'm saying to you, I don't know
All
about
right.
that. The law that you're talking about...
Right.
beginning
If the
to
universe
exist
didn't
through
begin
cause,
to-
That's in the universe.
If the universe didn't begin to exist, that means it's always existed, isn't it? Now, if you're not agreeing with the scientists right now that the universe began to exist, explain to me why you think the universe has always
I
existed.
didn't say that it definitely has. I said that that's a possibility. It being...
What did we say? Possibility, probability.
It having started is a possibility where most of the...
What's the consensus of the cosmologists?
That's where the...
Alhamdulillah. Right. And you're an atheist, yeah?
Yeah.
And you off science.
Huh?
You go off science, isn't it?
No, not
you don't use the scientific method.
Why are you trying to put words in my mouth? I'm saying to you that I
Okay,
respect
it's a question.
I respect the scientific method, but I would not say...
Do you use the scientific method?
Yeah, I would not say 100% everything that has been established by science is absolutely
Do
true.
you use the scientific method?
We all use the scientific
What is the scientific method?
observation, hypothesis.
Of what?
Experiment.
Of what?
You asking me what scientific method?
Yeah, of what though? Of what we know, of what we can see, of what's
Can you explain
tangible.
in more detail?
Yes.
All right. The scientific method works basically like this. You would observe something happening, yeah?
Right.
Then you would think, why does that happen? Then you would come. That's your hypothesis would be, I think it happens for this reason.
Right.
Yeah. Then you develop an experiment to test your hypothesis.
Right.
To falsify it.
Right.
Yeah? Then you run that experiment, see the results, and then either prove that it was correct or false, or likely or unlikely, and then repeat.
Probability
the
possible,
experiment.
yeah?
Or change something
All
in
right,
the
all right.
hypothesis.
And have the cosmological sciences done this?
Yeah, but the thing is, when you're doing an experiment like that with, I don't know, weights and measures and materials, that's quite straightforward.
Well, if you look at the
But
reasons
when you're
why-
doing experiments
Go on.
like that, applying the scientific method to the universe as a whole, things are a bit more difficult.
Really, why?
Because we can't get, for example, we can't really get before the universe began and start.
No, but
thinking
why
about it. You
does
can't get outside
why
of
are
the universe and
scientists?
look at
Why
it.
is the
We
consensus?
are bound within
Why
the,
is this the consensus of cosmologists? Yeah, saying that the universe hasn't always existed. Why are they saying that?
because that's what it looks like.
No, why are they saying that?
Because that's what it looks like.
Why does it look like that?
Because of the tools that they've used with telescopes and looking at the
Right. So they've done the testable evidence and observed. Yes.
That's what it looks like.
Right.
We don't know how much more there is to find out about
But
the
we
universe.
can only go with what you know now, isn't it?
Yeah, of
You can
course.
only believe what you believe now. You can't have faith in the future.
But then do you accept that what you know now may well be less than 1% of what there is to know? You don't even know how much there is more to know.
But we can only go, and we can know 100% now.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is I'm the sort of person who's not a very absolutist kind of person. So when science says this is the case, I'd say, yeah, it looks like if that's the case and that's the evidence, yeah, that looks like that evidence leads to that being the case, I'll agree. But I wouldn't say 100% that's all there is and this will be the truth forever and ever.
Yeah, but we only have two eventualities, isn't it? The universe either always existed or began to exist. If it always existed, according to the scientific consensus, we wouldn't have the universe as it is today.
Why not?
Because it would have moved apart. Because it's expanding, isn't it?
It is expanding.
Right, and if it's infinite, yeah, if it's always existed, it would have moved apart millions of
How
years
do you know
ago.
it doesn't grow and collapse and grow and collapse?
But now you're bringing something else into it. No one's, what's that
I
about?
don't know that either though.
What? We're
But
not-
do you know that that couldn't have happened?
What's that?
That the universe
No,
would grow and
all I can deal with right now is what the consensus of the scientific model is.
And the consensus.
Now I'm asking you, why are you against that?
I'm not against it. I still agree that that's what it looks like, and that's what the cosmologists agree.
All right, so
But I'm not going to take
all right,
that
all
as
right.
absolute.
Would you say it's reasonable for me to go with that?
First question to ask. To believe that the universe had a beginning.
Is it reasonable for me to go with the consensus of the scientists?
If you want to.
Is it reasonable?
I don't.
You think it's unreasonable? All right.
I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
going to speak to him 1 second.
I don't know.
You don't think it's reasonable?
No, I said that it's reasonable to go with it, but I wouldn't be.
I'm asking you
I
to.
wouldn't be absolute about
Would you
it.
say I'm being unreasonable by going off the scientific model?
No.
It wouldn't be, would it?
No, but it depends
Right.
to what extent. We said at the very
Well, I'm going off
beginning-
the scientific model.
We said at the very beginning about not being any absolutes and
No,
definite.
but I can only
we
go
have a scale of belief, and what I say to you is even with all the evidence presented by all the scientists and cosmologists, all leading to the same understanding that the universe had a beginning, it's still not 100% absolute proof.
No one's saying 100% absolute proof,
This is
mate.
what
We
I'm
already
saying to
agreed
you.
at
You
the
have to be
beginning.
tentative
No,
about
no, what I'm saying is it unreasonable for me to accept the scientific model?
If you say it's an absolute truth, then yes, it is unreasonable.
Why?
Because it's not an
And
absolute.
this is, I can only go for what they're saying, isn't
So
it?
what you can, so listen to what I'm saying to you is if you take the scientific model
Right.
and you run with it on the basis that it's tentative, I'll say fine because we will all
No,
do
no,
that.
what you-
But
no-
for you to act as if it's an absolute truth that could never be changed ever in the future, that's not reasonable.
Well, you think it could be changed, that the universe always existed, and this idea that this moving apart business is wrong?
No, it could still be moving apart, but there could be other explanations for why it's moving apart.
And there couldn't be.
idea
All right,
that
all
there was
right.
a-
But right, listen, I'm not interested in the hocus pocus of the future. I can only deal with what's in front of me, can't I?
Yeah, and what's in front of you is not an
So
absolute.
it's not unreasonable for me to accept the scientific
yeah,
model.
what's in
You
front
think
of
it's
you-
unreasonable for me to agree with Stephen Hawking?
is in
That's
front-
what you're
What
saying.
is in front of you is not an absolute.
But you're saying it's unreasonable for me to agree with Stephen Hawking. Is that what you're saying? It's reasonable or unreasonable?
No, what I'm saying to you is you have to qualify these things appropriately.
Well, has he not qualified it?
Not to absolute.
No, we can't talk absolutes.
Well, this is what I'm saying to you. For example, if you was to build a deductive syllogism, yeah, you couldn't use something like that because it's not 100% guaranteed fact, yeah. So that's why I'm saying you can't.
You can only work with what's in front of you.
Yeah, but if it's not an absolute fact, then
You can't say it's unreasonable for me to follow science and you give me a reason why it's unreasonable.
I didn't say it was.
What else can I go off?
I didn't say it was unreasonable. I said
Right.
it's reasonable as long as you accept the limitations, which are.
Of course I know the limitations.
not absolute.
Right.
So-
but I can only go off what they put on the table, can't I?
Yeah, but the,
Right.
Yeah,
What do they put on the table?
that it looks like it was had a beginning.
Right. And what does everything that have a beginning have?
Of course.
Right. So is it unreasonable for me to believe the universe had a cause?
Well, no, it's not unreasonable for you to believe.
Alhamdulillah.
But
That's
if
it
you were
then.
to claim that as an absolute fact, then I would say that's unreasonable.
What? That's my belief, mate. I'm convinced by that.
I don't know if we're speaking the same language or something.
We are. Did I make the claim or did I say I'm convinced by it?
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying, yeah? Is the difference between a belief and what we discussed at the beginning.
What's the belief again? Remind me.
To think something is true.
Convinced by. Trust.
Be convinced by
Have faith.
something is- that
Well,
something is
alhamdulillah.
true.
All right, right.
Same thing.
So I'm convinced.
Yeah, but
Be-
to
be-
an absolute extent.
Yes.
Well, that's that's why I'm saying you're unreasonable.
Why?
Because that's not been a proven fact, absolutely. The universe having a beginning is based on the evidence of the stars moving apart.
I can only base on evidence, can't I?
Yeah, I know.
At least I am using something. You're using nothing.
Conclusive evidence.
What are you doing, you see? I'll tell you what you're doing. I'll tell you what you're doing.
You could have evidence.
You move the goalpost when it doesn't suit your whims and desire. That's what you do.
talking about?
When something goes against your
I don't
position,
think you're following
you
the
reject it.
conversation. You're not following
I
the
am
conversation.
completely. You change your stance when something goes against you, even if it's a top scientist.
If our friend here is...
Yeah, that's what you do.
I think you've been unreasonable.
All right.
You can't say to me...
I'm being. All
I
right.
said what
Go
I
on.
think.
What?
Okay. First of all, not all the scientists do believe that the universe began with the Big Bang.
We never made that claim.
Okay, fine. Well, you were saying what scientists...
No, we said consensus.
It's not even a consensus.
Would you say not?
No. String theory is against it, for example.
Well, string theory is not even proven.
Yeah, but
No, none of this is proven.
Alhamdulillah.
Scientists
None of
work
this
on
is
that.
proven.
What isn't proven? What the universe is expanding is proven.
No, the universe is expanding. It's more or less proven, though there are people who disagree
Right.
with it. They think it's to do with what we call tired light that gives the redshift on the galaxies.
Right.
This is what we're talking about. We're talking about going back to Hubble, and Hubble seeing the blue and the red shifts, and more red shifts than blue shifts. Therefore, he assumed it was caused by
Yeah.
expansion.
Can I just stop you 1 second, please? Forgive me. I ain't a scientist. You're going to lose me in scientific jargon. All right. This is why. No, but this is why. I'll explain. You need to argue against Stephen Hawkins, not me.
Well, unfortunately, he's not here today.
No. But his arguments.
But you are presenting his arguments.
No, I'm presenting his conclusion.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if you want to challenge his arguments, I'm the wrong person because I don't know the detail.
Well,
Because you're talking about red light spectrums. I know what you're
Why are
talking
you so
about. mate.
convinced by it if you don't understand it?
Exactly.
If you don't understand something, why are you so convinced by it?
Convinced by what?
By Stephen Hawking's theory.
I trust his acumen.
it's an argument
So on
from
his authority.
It's
That's
authority.
pathetic, bruv. You trust his
Pathetic.
authority.
So me following what Stephen Hawking says on a scientific matter is pathetic.
Yeah,
Fair
because
enough.
you don't understand it.
As an atheist, you say that.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
don't understand it.
What about what?
Follow anything that you don't
He's
understand.
not
is
infallible.
pretty
is he?
ignorant.
He's not God.
No, but I trust his acumen. I mean, is he not one of the greatest scientific minds?
So, and you can't be wrong.
What about what's his name? Dawkins. What does he believe?
Dawkins?
Yeah.
Well, Dawkins is a biologist.
No, what does he believe about the origination of the universe and all that?
He doesn't talk about it
What does it
outside
matter?
his
It's not
area.
his field. It's not his field. What does it matter?
No, but he's an atheist as well, so he has to explain the universe.
An atheist is not automatically qualified to talk about science.
But what?
An atheist does not mean you're automatically qualified to be an authority.
No, but if you're denying the existence of a creator, you have to show through science how this universe came to existence, obviously.
No, why?
Well, how did the universe come into existence?
Bro,
We can just say we don't know.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Now, look. What
No, you can say you don't know, but then you have no authority to
Hamza, what
say
you
someone
failed
else is
to-
wrong with regards to their
Hamza, what you
claim.
failed
No,
to
but you can
understand.
no apologies say they're right. You say, oh, that's interesting. That's your opinion.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Right.
much.
This is what, and let's go back to my original question. Do you deny God exists, or do you not accept the evidence for God existing?
I don't accept the
I
evidence.
don't have to.
Right, but you don't deny God exists.
Well, how can I? I don't know.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
See, that's beautiful. I like
And I
that.
said the same.
I like that.
And I said
But
the
then
same.
I ask, what's the evidence you'll accept?
Well,
What's your criteria of evidence?
well, from the existence of God. Okay, for example, supposing that there was a book which had been revealed by God, and supposing that that was completely inerrant, could answer all questions, was coherent, then that would be strong evidence. Because if it was so wise that no human being could put it together, and I mean, I'm playing to you here because you believe that such a book does exist. You believe it's the Quran.
I haven't mentioned religion.
I know, but I know where you come from.
No, I haven't mentioned it.
I know, but you don't need to.
I haven't mentioned God.
No? Well, you have mentioned God.
No, I haven't.
Hey, does anybody here this man use the word God?
Have I said the word God in this whole conversation?
Yep.
When?
Well, just now.
Well, just now when I said I don't believe in God.
Well, just there.
No, when I just said, sorry, when I just said to you now,
Hamza, your
I haven't
first
used the word
question to
God.
me- Hamza, your
Well,
first
that is
question
using the word God.
Hamza, one of your first
No, but you implied that I was talking about God and I haven't mentioned God.
You're talking about cause.
Hamza.
No, you were talking
Hamza,
about...
you
No,
got
no.
terrible memory, brother.
I'm talking about science.
Your first question to me was, why do you reject God? Or do you reject God? Or
No, I didn't. The first question to you was this. Do you deny God's existence or you reject the evidence for God? And then you said you reject the evidence.
Exactly, you said to
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Did you mention God or not?
So you reject, both of you reject the evidence for God.
So did you
then I
mention God or
asked
not?
for a logical criteria that will convince you a creator exists.
So, did you mention God or not?
No.
Hamza, your first question to me was, do you reject God or do you...
Sorry. I was establishing what type of atheist you were. That was it.
Okay.
Nothing to do with my argument.
Okay, but you mentioned...
I've just used science. I use nothing else.
Okay.
Stephen Hawkins is my corner man.
Yeah, but you don't understand his point. You don't understand his work. You admitted you don't understand it. You just go on his work.
I don't have to. Do I need to know his
Him
method?
being the most famous.
Do I need to know his method? Do you need to know Louis Pasteur's method?
Well, if I said to
do
you-
you understand Louis Pasteur
Yeah.
But I
and his
would've
method?
go-
No, you
I
might
would-
do. You look like a professor, man. You're probably descended from Louis Pasteur, from your great grandfather.
but the
Yeah.
thing is, I
But you
would've-
see,
I would've gone
see. Here's
around saying-
here's the
I would've gone around
inconsistency.
saying that when
You'll
Louis
quote
Pasteur says
facts if they support your idea, whether you know the method of it or not.
No.
Yes, you
No,
will.
when did I do that?
You will do.
I don't do that.
If-
If I think I understand something, I'll present how much.
But you've just said here now saying you don't know nothing.
No, I don't.
And you reject greatest scientific minds if they don't suit your worldview.
To metaphysics.
No disrespect. We moved on. Because anyway, so
Okay, right. If you have a theory in science, what does it
The ones I need know it's a sacrifice, but it's a small price to pay for all the rewards we'll get from our Lord. Insha'Allah.
They wanna know about Islam, we'll give them Dawah. They wanna know what a Muslim does, we'll give them Dawah. When they wanna hate on our deen, we'll give them Dawah. Who's the one and only? Nobody but Allah.